YouTube, what's going on, YouTube? What up, what up? You know, I had to get on here and just talk my shit real quick. Had to get on here and just talk my shit real quick. We about to smoke it and just talk. Now, I mean, I really can't post about my animals like that anymore because it's all messed up in the game right now. But I'll tell you right now, YouTube, like, I'll always and forever, like, have my animals, and there ain't a damn thing that nobody can do to me. Sorry, I'm disorganized. I need this everywhere. No, you feel me? I appreciate you for watching. But we gonna smoke a joint. We gonna chill out. You know, we gonna smoke. We gonna vibe. We gonna sesh. Yeah, I want you too. So what's going on, YouTube? What's going on? Oh my God, shit being away. That phone. Yeah, man. I just want to get on here and just talk. I did my research again last night, and I talked to a couple people in the Facebook world. The Senate decided, or whatever, not to pass the law right now. I guess in New Jersey with like the Endangered Species Act, as far as us keeping them. So right now, I was told by a friend of mine on the computer that I'm safe. Well, from what he says, I'm safe for now. So I mean, I don't really know what to expect. Like I said, I'm not going to give my animals up. Like, I was going to do a video earlier of me just messing with my monitors and put it on video. But, you know, all this problem and shit going on about animals, I don't want to put me hand on a big monitor on YouTube and then have them be like, see, now, even though he didn't get bit, if he would have gotten bit, that would have been bad. And this is why we need to ban him. And I didn't want to do all that, you know. So I didn't. That's why I stopped really like recording and focusing on one specific animal. Like, I'll walk around the room and I'll use the camera and I'll show you guys the animals, but I won't physically just focus on one animal because I don't want no attention, man. I mean, I'm not a troublemaker. Everything that I have, they're gonna try to make us criminals if they pass this law. But everything that I have, I bought legally with an ID stating I was over the age of 18. That's it. Now you're going to tell me I'm going to need, if the law does pass, I'm going to eventually need a permit? Okay. Well, then we'll deal with it. Like I told my boy, I'll deal with it when it comes. I mean, not really much more you can do at that point other than just, I'm sorry, this weed is like real sticky, other than just deal with it, you know? But like, I wasn't giving up my animals, and he came to the same agreement. He said he wasn't giving up his neither. I'm not gonna drop no names, but everybody said the same thing. Like, how you gonna label us criminals? I mean, they said in Florida. I was watching the news conference about the discussion about it in Florida over like in the office, the Senate office, when they were all sitting around the table. Those people, even if they're not criminals, talking about us, if we don't surrender our animals, whoever lives in the state of Florida doesn't surrender their animals when they become banned, is considered a criminal. So you can have a really good paying job and you can work for like the township and just have like a passion and like love animals at the same time and have animals. If you don't surrender your animals, you're done. It's not like it was when you were able it's not like with a cat and a dog, you know? Like, you can't even own like these wild like bobcat kittens anymore. When I was growing up, we had lynx kittens, we had them all. Now you can't even have them because now they're saying they require like more than like 600 acre or 100 acres or more or whatever per animal. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, I just figured I'll get on here. I'll let you guys know what I found out yesterday. So yes, I was bugging out yesterday. I missed all my drug classes and everything I was supposed to do because I was running around trying to figure out where I'm going to take my animals if it came down to it, or who's going to watch my animals. And come to find out, if everything all works out, I shouldn't even have to move my animals. I was grandfathered in, and I should be grandfathered in because for like the last 2.5 years of living here alone in this town, this is my first time living out here. For the whole time I was out here, I've had these animals, and they were documented. I got proof of paperwork for every single one of them. So it's like, it's like this is all I know, you know? Like I I know my animals and that's it. Like anything reptile you want to discuss, like that's me. I'm the man for it, you know? But like ask me anything else about politics or legal stuff, nah, I don't really know much. Why? Because that's just not me. Legal stuff, yeah. But politics, no. But we're gonna sit here and we're gonna smoke. I'm gonna roll up a couple nice little doobies. We're gonna sit here and just cut it up and see who else joins this. Somebody hacked into my YouTube account, my other one too, by the way, people. I like lost a lot of content on my other channel. I have two channels under my name. It's just one that I physically use and another one that was created because I lost my old password, so I couldn't get on. So I created another one, but somebody hacked my first one. So if you guys see messages and stuff and people talking weird stuff over my wall, just know it's not me. Like my page was hacked, my first account, just like my Facebook was just recently hacked. And I think it's like the same person that keeps hacking my Facebook because the same content, I keep reposting the same content and the same content keeps coming down. The next thing you know, I'm getting friends that I never even requested and they're telling me that I sent up. It's crazy. So somebody actually, and then I got people talking over my wall, people comment on my pictures and stuff, and then other people acknowledging it, like, "Oh, thank you, taking all the credit for it." Like this shit is crazy, dude. Like these thirsty motherfuckers out here that don't know how to make a video or know how to make a video but don't have like the stuff for it, the stuff to do, and it's like, damn, the content. I don't know, man. At the end of the day, all I ask for, if it's you, whoever it is that's been hacking my shit and you're watching my videos, bro, you're causing me, or girl, whoever you are, you're causing me so much fucking problems with all these accounts. YouTube and Facebook is getting to a point where they won't even let me. That's how it was in MySpace. My shit got hacked, and I kept making accounts. I got to a point where MySpace started charging me towards the end. They were going to charge me if I kept my account, so I shut my account down. And with the MySpace, I ended up doing at the end, charging everybody that still uses it. They left me the option, I shut it down. Like, I would never pay for social media. I pay for internet because it comes in my cable package, but I would never pay for social media. Like this shit right here, like, I'll get paid for it. You can pay me for it. Like, if YouTube wants to send me a check, because right now ain't nobody helping me do nothing, so I don't give a fuck what anybody says. This right here is my livelihood. And because I sit back and I smoke a little bit of weed and I talk about my animals, doesn't mean I'm a bad person. I have a criminal record, but for like the last 2 years and like 13 weeks, I've been getting my life together. I'm clean off of opiates and I'm not starting troubles with nobody. So if you have anything negative to say about me, you could just suck my pee pee. You know, I'm sorry if I didn't curse and that sounded childish to say, but I said pee pee because I don't want to get in trouble. My first video I ever posted on YouTube was at a party that we had here, and there was a young artist playing music in the background. Somebody was DJing, and I was playing a song, and somebody heard me playing a song, and they turned around and they got me for infringement if I did take the song down. Told me I couldn't gain from it, which I wasn't anyway. It was a video. I was just recording somebody. But yeah, that's where we're at. So we're gonna sit here. We're gonna cut it up for a minute, and we're just gonna sit back and just fall into it. Find out where your heads are at, everybody. I need another haircut. You say, look, my hair is short. It's like, it looks long because of the way it looks. But it's really not long. It's a little short on the sides. It's like a number 1 or 2 on the sides and a number 3 on top. So I always keep a little short sides, a little long top. The last time my hair was bushy, that was because I went months without a haircut with the whole coronavirus. But as soon as I was able to get one, I jumped in there and got one. Yeah, we're going to sit here. We're going to smoke. And we're just going to Chill out. So what's going on with you, YouTube? What's going on with you, YouTube? What's going on with your boy? Talk to me. Look at this. Y'all niggas can hate. Stay hate, nigga. Stay hate, nigga. I'm always nice, nigga. Funny, people say that to me all the time. Like, people that don't know me, that are like either white or black, that don't know me. Like, don't everybody else get offended when you say the word nigga? Like, no. Because I don't mean it like nigger, like something bad like that. I say nigga because you're my boy. You know what I mean? Or whoever I'm talking to, or just the way I talk because I grew up like that. Like, I don't know. Like, when I go to jail, like, it's crazy. For a white boy, you would think my options would be easy. You know what I mean? Like, who I go with, like the Woods or the Spanish or the Crips or the Bloods. And I would probably get beat up by my own kind, the Woods, because I would go with the Blacks. Just because I'm a more relaxed setting. You know what I mean? Because I'm used to them. Just who I am, though. Every time I go into jail or go into lockup, I've always been like, I come into the unit and I have to look for my own cell to go into when I first get there, and I always find a room with a couple black people. It's just who I was. Not to mention all the black people I've ever known, like all my good friends that are black always came to jail with something. And everybody I've always met that was black always had tobacco or weed. Like they always had something. So, and I always had weed. Yeah, smoking joints like this in the county jail. Look at this. Smoking joints like this in the county jail. Who do you know smoke a joint with real brown paper, paper that wasn't bleached? Like when you get this paper in jail, it means you have straight up contraband. Like this shouldn't even be in there. And I had a packet. I had packets of these things, easy widers, and my cell got raided at one time, and they were trying to figure out. I even had a receipt. I had a receipt from a corner store. Somebody bought me a sandwich, one of the COs, and brought it into me one day shift. They came in at night, and they would sit in my pod in a bubble. That was their post, and they knew me. So they bring it in like it's for them with their lunch and their bag or whatever. And then they sit in the bubble and they put their little bag in the refrigerator in the unit and like in the bubble. And then they walk around on the first count or the second count when they come on so it doesn't look obvious. He'll walk around. Then he'll come to my room. He'll bang on the door or tap on the door. I'll get up. I'll see it's him. He'll have me come down. He'll open the sally port to my door and he'll hand me food. Mind you, these jailers, like people in center control, they see that. They see other inmates or other COs handing inmates trays of food and bags of food. They don't say nothing. But it was every time amongst that brown paper bag that was like with that bread, like in between that bread was my tobacco. You know what I mean? Like I was getting tobacco every week. I get 2 bags of menthol a week. My weed, the weed I went in with lasted all but 10 days. Went in with like a half ounce. Broken up, like packed real tight and something and lubricated and shoved up my ass. I turned myself in. But the way I had it wrapped and lubed and all that, like you couldn't even smell it just being in my ass. So I stand next to you in intake and you couldn't smell it. No CO could, not even the dog. In fact, when the dogs and everybody locked me up and I turned myself in, I walked into the courthouse with sheriff's department and dogs right there when you walk in. And I had an asshole loaded with marijuana, a few pills, and maybe a little bit of tobacco. But in that tobacco, I had matches that were split. I had rolling papers folded up. I had the striker ripped in like fours. So I had striker. Oh, yeah, I came prepared. Like, I turned myself in, came prepared. I walked in that unit when I came in. The guard tells me to find the cell, same old routine. I'm carrying my mat. So I walk over to the tables in the middle of the day space. Everybody else is locked in. It's the middle of the night. I throw my bed up on the table real quick in my bag, and I go run upstairs, and I start at the top corner on the right button, right in front of the bubble where the other guard in the bubble can see me while the one guard's in the pod waiting for me to get in. And I walk all the way down the tier, and I check each cell. And then I go downstairs. If I don't see nobody I know or like or want to bunk with, I tell that CO I ain't getting in the room. They'll tell me to put my bed down on the floor and stay in the park. Like that's how you know they fuck with you. Or I just get into a room. I'll see if somebody I know from the streets or something in a room. I'll be like, CO, I'm gonna go in here, and I'll tell the partner to pop the door, and then most likely he'll grab my bag off the table. I won't even have to come down. Sometimes the COs, if they fuck with you, they'll grab your stuff and bring it back up to you because they knew you had to put it down and go look. But yeah, like that was my jail experience, like for real. Like I've had COs that were like cool. I've had COs bring me bags of coffee from like the ODR, like K Frogs talked about that, like how all COs would bring bags of coffee back, like that. That's a true story. Like that's some true shit. Like just think about it. When you consider contraband, like when you hear the word contraband, you wouldn't think of it being coffee. And really, like the officers that get caught doing it, or people snitch on them, like other inmates, because they get jealous, like that another inmate has coffee and they don't, so they'll tell like a sergeant or something, or they'll slide a note that the CO's bring coffee. Like they won't get in trouble. You know what I mean? But if they hand you food or something, they can get in trouble depending on who the sergeant is because they don't know what's in the food. Like especially if it's outside food. But I had this one CO that was bringing me outside food. It was a guy, but he was like cool as hell. He was a young dude. He remembered me from school, but I only did 1 year with him because I left at the end of tenth grade. I didn't go back, and I didn't graduate. I got my GED, but I didn't go back until 11th grade, and I did the last year. But I got my GED. But he remembers me from school. Mind you, the crazy part is when I met him in intake, I ain't even recognize him. He swore up and down he knew me. In fact, I believed him after a while. In the beginning, I thought he was bullshitting as he was talking. But as our relationship goes on and we got to know each other, because it was like a relationship, like he's my boy, you know what I mean? Like not on no gay shit, like he was my homie. Like, but he just wore a badge. So I really couldn't like talk to him the way I wanted to talk to him, but I could. You get what I'm saying? Like without nobody thinking I'm a snitch because when he comes to the pod, like everybody was able to vibe with him. Like he was cool as hell. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't that type of like pod. Like so I can talk to the CO because everybody in our pod, like the COs, there was only 4 COs that ever ran our unit. It was one or two females and like 2 or 3 guys. Like that's it, and it'd be the same ones. Like I don't know how they do it in y'all jail where you guys are at YouTube, but in our jail they do it by post, and they do it every 3 to 4 months. So you'll get a post for every 3 to 4 months. So for 3 months you might be in like a lockup unit or whatever, sitting watching inmates and locking them down all day doing strict movement, or you might be in a pod where inmates are walking around all day and you're in a little like center bubble in the middle of the room, and they got a red line around it, and inmates know not to cross it. That's your area, but there's no bars, there's no nothing. So you see, hear, and smell everything because you're in the pod. They got COs that be in the pod. Like the CO that brought me my food and always brings me my food was that CO. Like he was the one that would come in the pod. If y'all know what I'm talking about, you'll know like how you got like the pod set up for the inmates, the general population, even if it has cells, but for the general population, they got where you're locked down 3 times a day or 4 times a day, and it's only for count. Every time a count comes by, you have to get in front of your door or stay where you're sitting at while the officer walks around and counts. So you do that 4 times a day. But other than that, you're only locked in your cell at night. That's to go to bed at the end of every night. TV went off in the day space at 10:30. Well, it's supposed to be 10 o'clock, but they would let us rock out to 10:30. So the rest of the jail would be out. Center control would shut down the rest of the jail. But our pod, the TV, and mind you, we was in the day space, so anybody walking in the hallways outside the pod door and that unit would hear it if there was inmates out there. But there was just COs drinking coffee, like everybody's locked down, the night's over, but there's still COs working. Like it was one of them type shits. Like I'll never forget the very first time I ever did time. Like I used to get locked up a lot, and I was always think I was hot shit in the beginning because I never made it past that door. Like I will come in intake, and they put you in a cell or in admissions, I mean, not intake, admissions. When you first come in, they put you in a cell. This is where you get processed and you see medical, and they strip you down. They put you in orange. They search you. This is the home where you give up your clothes, the whole 9 yards. You know what I mean? You come in with your street clothes on. You don't even reach a cell right there with your street clothes on. Like, you don't even make it past the desperate guard stands with your street clothes on from outside. Like, you get brought in by the sheriff's department or the cops, whoever brings you to the jail. You're however handcuffed, however that cop that brought you in handcuffed you, you're handcuffed like that. But every cop in the area has a set of handcuff keys that work for any handcuff. So like, them handcuffs don't come off your waist while you're in plain clothes, and the shackles don't till you're in that door in the county jail. Like, not the first door, but the second door where you're actually in the building, not the sally port. But yeah, and at that point, like, you're stripped of all your clothes. The cop will ask you a couple questions. He'll pull a clear bag from underneath, and then he'll walk over to where the TV is. He'll ask me what size I am, talking about shoe. I tell him 8.5. Usually, if the officer doesn't know, like right now, my problem, like, I haven't been locked up in like 2 years and like 12 weeks, going on 2 years and 13 weeks. I haven't been locked up. I've been charge free. Like, I had no violation of probation. I'm doing good, not getting in trouble. I'm doing all my programs. Well, everything changed. So like now nobody don't know me there. Like, I gotta hope to God like it'd be all the same people, you know. But like, I knew the jail. Like, I got locked up so much. Like, all the COs, most of them, like, all knew me by my first name. They knew my first and last name, obvious, but they would call me by my first name or my last name, or they will call me my nickname. Which, and that's, you know what's crazy? My nickname was never said to me by another inmate in jail, so they would never ever. They should have never known that. My nickname was given to me on the street, and I never used it in jail. I never claimed it in jail. Nothing, like, because like, there are certain tattoos I didn't claim in jail. Like, they asked me if I had tattoos, I would tell them yeah, and they asked me how many, and I would tell them 4 or 5, because they know you lied to them, and when they strip search you to see what you got on your body, like, contraband wise, to dress you out, they'd be like, all right, give me your shirt. You give them your shirt. You're in the bathroom now, but one cop, give him your shirt. He'll shake it out. Now you got no shirt on, just the rest of your clothes. And they'll be like, here's your shirt back now. Don't put it on yet. Give me your wife beater. Then you take your wife beater off. He shakes it out, checks it out. All right, you can have this. Depending on the officer, he'll let you keep your wife beater and your white shirt. As long as there ain't a lot of pictures on it. There can be like a little Nike or a Fat Farm logo or whatever, or polo. He'll let you keep it. I had Adidas one, but I had a long sleeve white and I had a gray underneath. Well, and that was when I turned myself in. Fucking, so I had an asshole loaded full of shit, and I'm in intake. So you know me, like, I'm in the bathroom in intake, and I'm in there for a hot minute. Not because the guard suspected anything, but I'm pulling off clothes by the layers. You know what I mean? Like, I had like 6, 7 pairs of socks on, and believe it or not, the officer allowed me to put on all my pieces of clothing other than 3 things. And the 3 things he didn't let me have was, I had underneath my I had on I had on a pair of thermals, and over top of them thermals I had a gray pair of like skinny tight like sweatpants, and then over top of that I had a big pair of just regular gray sweatpants. You get what I'm saying? I had 2 pairs of sweatpants. They took that pair under that pair. They left me at my my night clothes, and they left me with 1 pair. So they don't really. I mean, they treat me the same as everybody else. But if you're not a dickhead, like, they're not a dickhead to you. Like, the cop actually let me keep all my stuff. Because when I came out the bathroom, another cop actually, before I came out, another cop opened the door to ask if the one cop was all right, because we were laughing. They heard us. We were in there for a minute. He was letting me keep everything. He's like, of course you ain't got nothing on your body, right? I was like, no. He's like, all right, turn around, bend over, and cough. So I did it. He's seen. He's like, all right, here, get dressed. He even walked out the bathroom, let me stand in there naked. So I started getting dressed. But that's how my introduction went for my first time doing done. And you know what I was sentenced to? Like, I turned myself in knowing I was doing a 364. There was nobody that can come to that jail, any program or anything or early release, because I had none of that can come and see me. Because in our jail, if you're not sentenced and you're just there for months and months and months on end and you're still waiting to fight your case no matter what it's for, if the right person comes by in the right program, because they have a lot of social workers, you grab the attention of one of them people and they start working with you and they start making phone calls for you, because they're not allowed to do it while they're working, but after they start making phone calls and shit, they can get you released. Like, anybody that's ever been locked up before will tell you, like, social workers can do a lot for you. Like, like I was getting high. Like, when I turned myself in, obviously, like, I turned myself in with weed and tobacco, you know what I mean? But I was doing other shit. Like, I was doing dope, but I kicked for like a month before I turned myself in. I was only on a run for like a month and 3 weeks. And on the month and second week, I went to my mom's house, and my dad told me, well, at the end of the second week, the month and the end of the second week, my dad told me I could spend the night, but he's going to work in the morning, and he better not see me when he gets home. And he only said that because cops kept coming to the house for months on end prior to that. You know what I mean? Like, so, but he didn't think I was going to really turn myself in. He was there under the pretense that I was turning myself in the next morning. So I had my mom take me down to one of the corner stores and I bought a shitload of tobacco. I already had weed, you know what I mean? I had mad roaches and regular weed. I just started throwing shit in condoms and man, I never thought I would do that in a million years. I sat in that bathroom. I thought that shit was gonna be hard. At first, it started to hurt. The next thing you know, bloop, right up. A little bit of pressure and then right up. My asshole so loaded, man. I was eating, not to sound gross, but I was eating like a king for like 3 months. I swear to God, just off my tobacco and bud, 3 months. And then I had my inheritance check. So before I ran out of money, so I left some with my kids, but I would put money on other people's books. Like my baby mom, she'll tell you, like, I used to come there and she put money on my books, and I would have her put money on other people's books, and so I can have extra bags. Because all you're allowed to really have is $75 to order in a week. Now they changed it to 100, but back when I was there for a 364, and I did the whole. I don't care what anybody tells you. When a 364, you're either going to do the whole thing, depending on your record, or you're going to do about 6.5, 7 months. That's the bid time on 364. If you got a bad record, and you're known to be in your jail a lot, and you get sentenced by the judge in your town or any town, and you have to go to your town to go to jail, and the jail knows you, you might end up sitting there for the whole 364, because there'll be no programs that want to work with you. 'Cause every jail has programs and stuff, just nobody will want to work with you. If you become a problem, like, nobody wants to fuck with you. You know, I know inmates that used to bang on the door, and guards wouldn't even give them a breakfast tray in the morning. Swear to God. This kid would bang all night because he was dope sick, 3 doors down. Guard would come in the pod every 30 minutes and stand at the bottom of the pod, like at the door, and would yell at us in our cell to stop banging. He said, the next person I hear bangs, they are not getting a breakfast tray. I will document it, because he's there till morning. He's there until 9 o'clock. Trey's coming at 6, so he's got to be the one to hand them out. He said, anybody bangs on that door again, you're not getting a breakfast tray. You'll be eating till lunch. We won't even pop you out in the morning, which means you're locked in for the day now. Now you're on DR, you're on disciplinary. And you know what they bring you? You get a tray, but they don't give you that one, and you get your tray after everybody eats. They door guard or calls down to the kitchen to tell the kitchen staff and the cop that he has who on whatever on DR and how many, and they send styrofoam trays or bologna sandwiches. So you still eat. You just, like, the rest of the pod might be getting trays, and I might end up getting a bologna sandwich. You know what I mean? Because I'm on DR. You get that 2 times a day. Well, 3 times a day, because my bunkie that was in my cell with me, he was a diabetic, so he was getting a sandwich at like 3 in the morning. So he would go to the. I found out about that, and my boy next door told me my bunkie was never eating them; he was just throwing them out. So I approached him. I never knew he was diabetic though, so I approached him. I was like, "Yo, you're diabetic?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I was told you've been throwing your sandwiches out every night." He's like, "Every morning, yeah." I was like, "Let me get them." And I only knew he's diabetic because my man's is about my age and he's a diabetic. He was in line with him, but he didn't know he was my bunkie until he seen me go in there one time and see him going. You know what I mean? Yeah. So ever since then, man, I was lit with sandwiches, and he was, and that's another thing. Like he knew people too. Like he go down to like the nurse's station to go get his sugar done and all that because he was a diabetic, and they have trays down there, not trays but crates. When you walk in with like milk, juices, coffees, like not coffees but fake coffee, like that dark black water shit. They call it chicory. Only way it's good is if when. Only way that coffee is good is if you got canteen coffee. Like you got the Maxwell House ones on canteen, like the instant you take a packet out and you dump it in and you mix it with their gel coffee and then it becomes real coffee. You know what I mean? Like they know him, so he come back with like 4, 5, 6 cups of coffee, like 12 sandwiches. Like they give him a bag, like a little. It looks like a Wawa bag, but there'd be no name on it for like Wawa. It'd be like a store from up there. Like they just give him a bag. So every morning he go to nurses at 3 in the morning, get his sugar checked, and come back with all that. And he just apparently get throw it away or give it out. I'm like, what's the point in even taking it? He goes, because there's people that can use it. I either just put it on top of the trash can or I give it out. Like he doesn't throw it away. You know what I'm saying? Like he gets them and he puts them up on the trash can. He takes out of it what he wants and he puts the rest up on the trash can. And that's what he does. But the guard from the bubble was peeping it. Let him live every time too. Like never ever reported him nothing. Like, oh, this guy, you guys are diabetic. He's not taking the meals for himself. He never. Because that's the thing. Like my pod, even though there was young kids in there too, like everybody that was in my pod when I was doing my 364, it wasn't their first rodeo. Everybody in my pod's already done probably like 3 or 4 364s themselves. You know what I mean? Probably done like prison also right before. You know what I mean? So it's like, or probably haven't even been home yet. Probably just came from prison and now they're in the jail down here, transferred because they have another court date, another charge that wasn't handled. But yeah, my jail, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Some jails be dirty as hell, and my jail can be dirty. But when they want to, like, yo, my jail be clean as fuck. Our jail, like Atlantic County, the only thing that sucks about our jail is the food, like the portion and how they give it. Like, if you're on disciplinary, like on a DR, like they give you a bologna sandwich. Like, you only get fed 3 times a day. Each time you get a bologna sandwich. So while you're smelling eggs in the morning because you know the whole jail's about to have eggs because you can smell it coming from the kitchen through the ventilation and shit, your stomach's grumbling. The guard brings the fucking food, and next thing you know, he's going door to door giving trays. He doesn't. He opens up your door, gives your bunkie a tray, and then doesn't say nothing to me. Shuts the door and goes, "I'll deal with you in a minute." I asked him when he opened the door, "Where mine at?" He's like, "I'll deal with you in a minute." He served the whole pod, left, went down to the bottom of the door, yelled up my name, told me he'll be back, and came back with a bologna sandwich. And that was my food in like DR. Mind you, I DR and the minimum and the sad part is the minimum in DR is 30 days. What I was eating, like the bologna sandwiches, that's DR food. Like I had instant packs of coffee because one of the COs that knew me when he would bring me my bologna because he would be in other pods, working other pods, and he would know some of the inmates, and some of the inmates knew me that were from the units and stuff. So they would give him stuff. You know what I mean? Oh, where's Jay? You heard from Jay? Oh, he's over in lockdown. He's in DR. Here, can you give him something? Well, I can't do that. Well, no, just give him this coffee. All right, I'll give him the coffee. And he'll bring me back like 3 or 4 coffees but tell me to hide them. Now, in our cell, we ain't got no microwave, but we have a styrofoam cup and we have a little bit of hot water that comes out the sink. So now I got at least I came up a little bit. I got a couple packets of coffee. Now I'm in lockup in DR with a couple packets of coffee. Now I'm not worried about eating because anybody that knows anything about caffeine will tell you like the more caffeine you drink, even when you're hungry, it takes away your appetite. It's a stimulant. It's a stimulant. You know what I mean? Caffeine's a stimulant, so you're not really hungry after you drink it. So once I started drinking coffee, I was good. Like that's why I started drinking coffee the way I do now, like on the street, like because I was drinking it heavy when I was locked up. But that's all there is to do is to drink, not smoke cigarettes, drink coffee, play basketball, bet on sports. I didn't work out. I mean, look at me. Do I look like I'm the type to work out? So I didn't really fit in with anybody other than that. Only reason why I got along good with people every time is because I'm just a cool person in general. Like my personality, like never mind my looks, like people look past that. Just me personally, like people end up liking me. Like for real. I moved in here and I've been here not even 2 months and I already knew the whole development. Well, most of the development. You know what I mean? And I have reptiles. So I go walk in the neighborhood and they got woods all around. Like, but everybody that knows me has told my family and my uncle, like everybody, it's all on positive notes, like nothing negative. So I've never even been in trouble up here. So, but I got so many strikes on my record. If I catch another felony, I'm gone, dude. Look at me. Do I look like I can do like 10 years or 15 years or 20 years? I can do it probably, but would I want to? No, but if I have to, I would. I would have no choice. Listen, if I got told I have to turn myself in a week and I'm going to be ready to do 15 years, I'm already not in my kid's life, and it's not by my choice. It was in the beginning because I was too stubborn and I was getting high and I just didn't want to get my life together. And my baby, my baby mom, she just like got tired of it and left. But I have really like nothing right now waiting for me. You know what I mean? So it's like, and believe it or not, me being on Suboxone, I'm only on all the health problems I got and with my addiction because I'm in recovery. Only thing I have wrong with me is I got Hep C, which I'm about to get treated. I got bad teeth, and I am on Suboxone. That's it. Oh, and anxiety, Vistral. So 4 meds. I'm on 4 meds. That's it. I smoke a little bit, Like I just do what I do. Like, and then my fucking YouTube gets hacked. My last account. I mean, I had all them subscribers and I had all them comments and I had all them people and I had all that support and like everything gets hacked. I mean, I don't get it. I don't know who's doing it. Obviously, the person's getting enjoyment out of it. Why me? But if you're watching, don't let me catch you lacking. If you anybody that knows me, you know what I mean. Don't let me catch you lacking. I don't have to be up close. Remember that. Like, that's only because I've been so good for so long and doing good. And I'm just tired of people like kicking my back and like what I do like don't matter. Like what I do does matter. Like I'm a human being. Like I have feelings. Like I've been through so much. Like I done lost everything. Like y'all niggas don't even know. Like I had houses. I had cars. I was that nigga that had like 10 grand in my pockets. I had five in one and five in the other. No bullshit. My baby mama would tell you like I was getting checks after checks after checks, monthly, weekly, like whenever I wanted, just for my narrative. You know what I mean? Like I'm buying used cars, new cars, right off this floor. Like I had houses. apartments. My baby mom wanted a Pacific house because I had, out of all the whole house, I had one pink bathroom downstairs. The house ended up being like $2,700 a month. I rented it for like the first year and a half before I bought it. You know what I mean? So, and I might be young, I might look young to y'all, but I'm not as young as y'all think. I just had a really, really rough childhood, and then I became addicted to drugs because of my rough childhood, because I had a broken back and I was addicted to pain pills. So, if you got anything negative to say, don't even like jump on my comments because I don't like that troll shit, and I only speak the truth. Like, all them other videos I made of either milk or this or that, it was the truth. Like, and now you know it was the truth. Do you see a video of a response? The last video I made of him when he was live, I was talking to him in his chats while he was live. He said he wasn't Crip, he wasn't Hoover, and he blocked me altogether. That's what he did. You get me? Like on some fag shit. Like, I don't know. But I can't touch him. He's all the way out there. He's a cop. He's a rat. So, I mean, it is what it is. I wouldn't. I mean, look, what grown man walks around with like a picture of a milk carton on their shirt? What are you advertising? Look good for kids? Like, you fucking clown. But it is what it is, man. Comment, like, and subscribe. I just want to get on here. I have a whole nother joint. I just want to smoke one joint with y'all. I'm high as hell, as y'all can see. I'm about to go have something to eat. I love you. Stay coronavirus free. Wash your hands. Practice safe distancing. And most importantly, love yourself and stay out of trouble. Until next time. Bye.